Okay, we're back, fellas. Another episode. Let's do it. All right, we got the
Uh,
NBA season kicking off. We got we got the sports equinox happening right now, which means all these sports are going on. We got a fight card for November 22nd to talk about. What's up, Wade?
What's up?
What's up, Jason?
I can't call it. What's good with
Yeah,
you?
man. I hope y'all feeling good. We got a lot to talk about. I'm feeling good, man. So Wade, man, I know we had some games for the opening of the season of the NBA. LeBron didn't play, but that was still a good game. But OKC versus the Rockets was the game to watch, right?
Yeah, that was a good game. Really good game. The SGA showed why he was the MVP last year. They showed why they won a championship. They showed his training regimen that he worked on all summer, working out barefoot, working on the strength in his legs, his feet, being more agile, and he a tough player. We was texting last night while the game was on. Jason texted us and seeing that we was watching the game, and SGA looked real good. Looked real good. KD looked good too, but I think they need a couple more pieces. KD is KD, but I don't know. They're a big team, but I don't know. I think they need a couple more pieces. But SGA looked good. OKC looked good, and they definitely spoiled KD's homecoming.
Yo,
Yeah, man. That was
yo,
a good game.
Wait, I gotta say, you know what I loved about the game was I felt like it was the return of the mid-range game. Like when
Mm.
you watch SGA, he has that, drive up to about 10, 12 feet, hit you with the shoulder, get you off balance, and then shoot the jumper. And he was hitting that like all night towards the second half. And then you got KD, who's the king of the mid-range, who's the person who keeps mid-range game like alive. Because everybody else is either three or dunk. You know what I'm saying? And these were guys who were trying to get into the lane, trying to get those short, those mid-range jumpers. I thought that was dope. And Sengun, is that his name?
Yeah,
Uh,
Sengun, he went off, man. He had what,
oh,
39 points?
to be honest, I wasn't really familiar with his game like that.
Oh, you should have
I didn't
seen him
know he was
last year. He
nice like
balling.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And my man was balling last night. So I think even though Houston lost, I think one of the things that they can take from it is like their future is going to be good. Like OKC is arguably the best team in the league. They won a chip last year. They're bringing everybody back. Everybody looks healthy. Chet Holmgren looks healthy. Everybody, so it looks like they got a good group, and they were able to, take them down to the wire, take them into double overtime. I think Houston is going to be a force to be reckoned with. These are guys that aren't even accustomed to playing together yet. So they may be the best team in the league. We may be talking about them a month from now as being the best team in the league, man.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams look great, and going into double overtime is proof that both teams are like on a high level. But also, like, I want to give a shout out to Lou Dort, man. He's one of those people that perform and it don't show up on the stat sheets. Like his defense was great last night.
Yeah.
So I think it was a
Yeah.
good game. Did anybody stay up for the Lakers? I know it was a West Coast game.
Yeah, I tried to stay up as long as I could, but yeah, I was tired, man. I watched probably the first quarter and then I passed out. But Houston also, to go back to Houston, they got lucky too because KD almost pulled a Chris Webber. I don't know if y'all saw that,
I
but
know the refs bailed him out. They didn't call that
yeah,
timeout,
I think because it was a season opener that they let that one slide. But yeah,
or they let it slide because it was KD.
A
true.
little of both. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, maybe Jason stayed up, but I couldn't really stay up. I would just sleep after the first quarter.
Nah, I'll tell you this much. I might have stayed up if Braun played, but
Yeah.
I didn't really stay up and watch it. But what I thought would happen happened. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors have a strong team. They got guys coming off the bench like Buddy Hield. Of course they got their star players, Steph and my
Jimmy
man.
buckets.
What'd you say, Jimmy buckets? Yeah, so they have a real strong team, real strong backcourt, to the point where they can let Steph rest and still have a strong three point shooter coming off the bench. So I thought that they were going to win. I knew Luca was going to get his. Um, and the thing is, I think it's Vincent. Is it Vincent on the Lakers?
Gabe
Like,
Vincent.
yeah, like you can't get one rebound and play 30 minutes like and be a big man. Like that's unacceptable. I think it was him. We gotta look at the stat sheet. But I think
Gabe Vincent is a guard.
It's a
oh
guard.
he's a
Yeah,
guard.
it's
Oh
a
my bad. But
Yeah.
still 0 assists and one rebound, 3 points. Is that him?
Yeah.
that's the guard.
1 assist, 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
talking about the big?
that's unacceptable. Even as a guard, you should get 3, 4 rebounds if you playing. How many minutes did he play?
29.
Like 30? 25?
29.
29?
29.
You can't play 29 minutes and get no assists as a guard.
But I don't think he hasn't been the same since his trade though. He was nice at the team. What team he played for before?
Miami.
Miami. He was good with Miami, but then when he came to the Lakers, man, it just hasn't been the same. He hasn't been.
I mean,
There.
Luka's going to get most of the touches. We know that. Like, Luka's a black hole on offense when especially, and you know, AR is going to get his. Luka's going to be a black hole for the most part. And, you know, this guy isn't gonna be the biggest part of the offense, but, you know, maybe that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have 4 players on offense and then 5 on defense. Like, that doesn't – he's got to get
Right.
more involved, and that's either coaching or that's him. I don't know who it is, but it's you can't have 0 assists. You know what I'm saying? 1
Yeah.
rebound and 3 points and play 30 minutes.
Well,
You
he'll
know?
be out of the lineup when LeBron gets back from his back and leg injury. So, you know, it's not too much to worry about. But yeah, he should be playing a lot better. I agree with you, Jason. I also think that DeAndre Ayton should have played a little better. I mean, I know it's his like debut on the Lakers, but you know, for him to I think he had 10 points and 6 rebounds. Like as a big man, that's like the starting big man, you should have more than 6 rebounds at least, you know, playing for the Lakers. Like you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
He played great with the Suns last year. I just was expecting more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they paying him big money, right? Like he got paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of skeptical on him, you know, and what he's actually gonna give them. I mean, we've seen flashes with. I remember when he was with the Suns, but I don't know that it's consistent enough to really like because it was all like they need a big man, and it was like, you know, he was the guy that got, and I was like, you know.
Well, the thing is, he's not really consistent, but he'll have his streaks where he is playing great. I remember it was like a good 3 weeks that I was betting on him for his points and rebounds, and he was killing it, and I was making some bread. So
Good with this, man. I think guys can't play with LeBron. I think that's just what it is. They come to the Lakers. I think it's too much pressure for them because a lot of these guys are really good with their former team, and then when they get to the Lakers, they just
I mean, but yo, Bron ain't even there. Like,
they still Bron presence, man. They just can't play around Bron. I don't know. A lot of players say they can't play. I mean, look at all the players who've come from the Lakers. Look at Russ. Look at all the players, man. I can't even name them
I
all.
mean,
Man. I just
maybe with the Lakers, but I can say throughout Bron's career, you know, Dellavedova was a starter on
it was
a
nice.
team that went to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Where is
Oh, wait.
Dellavedova? Dellavedova is playing in Australia right now, I think. You know what I'm saying? If he's still playing, I don't even know. But
He was tough.
you know, he's played and gotten the best out of a lot of players. Mario Chalmers. And, you know, Bobby and I have talked about Mario Chalmers. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Bron went out there and got whatever he could get out of Mario Chalmers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, you know, I think Bron can do it. And I do want to ask you, Bobby, real quick.
Mhm.
What do you think about what Stephen A. Smith was saying about Bron?
Which part? Which thing did he say?
Yeah. I mean, so one of the things he said was Bron never criticizes like white members of the media. He only goes after black people. And that, you know, he never speaks up, which is crazy from Stephen A. Smith. I will say that. It's crazy. Stephen A. Smith, who just got in trouble for dissing Jasmine Crockett, a black woman. and going out of nowhere to speak up for Trump and diss Jasmine Crockett. But he's like Braun uh, never goes after anybody white. He only goes after black people.
Sounds like a defense mechanism, so LeBron will leave him alone. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I don't know. Stephen A. I like the guy. I think that I still watch First Take. I think he's more of like a moderator now rather than an analysis. But and you've said that too, something similar, Jason, and I agree with you. But I still watch the show, and I think that's just like trying to brush LeBron off. Like he has to address LeBron. He has to keep LeBron in his mouth, pause, because that's how he gets his views.
yeah. What do you think, Wade? I mean, Braun did address him before when he went on Pat McAfee right after First Take, and we do know that was intentional. But
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith seems to just always want to diss LeBron. And he thinks it's about LeBron wanting to be the GOAT. I can't, maybe LeBron is serious about that. I don't know why he would be, but LeBron's legacy is cemented. When you look at the record books, it's always going to have Bron at the top. You know what I'm saying? At least for a very long time. I don't know if Luka keeps doing what he's doing for the next 15, 20 years, then maybe. But right now, it's Bron, there. And so I don't know that he needs anything more for his legacy. But Stephen A. Smith seems to think that he just attacks black people. Now, I will say this real quick before you answer. We remember when Stephen A. Smith was attacking Kyrie for not taking the vaccine. LeBron was the one and people were talking about the film that he tweeted out, right? LeBron was the one why didn't y'all ask me about Jerry Jones and that picture of him during the civil rights movement? When it's Kyrie, you all jump on me and ask me about Kyrie, but you don't ask me about Jerry Jones. Why is that? So the idea that LeBron never talks, and LeBron was the one that was leading the charge with the Donald Sterling stuff and with whenever there was racism, when black people were getting shot in the street, it was LeBron stepping up. You know what I'm saying? In a way that Jordan or Kobe or none of them would have done. So it's just interesting to me that Stephen A. Smith takes that line of defense when he was just dissing a black woman for no reason in a lane that he's not even in. But anyway, I just wanted to pose a question to you, bro.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like you're right. LeBron has always spoken up and been outspoken. Unlike Jordan and a couple other superstars, he's always spoke his opinion on how he felt about politics and everything. And I mean, LeBron went back and forth with Trump, so I don't really know. I don't know what Stephen A's talking about. I mean, I feel like I watched the Carmelo show. I forgot the name of the show, but I watched his show. Stephen A was on there, and he just was saying. Everyone was saying it's something deeper. It wasn't the moment just about Bronny. It's something that's been going on for years, and it could be the Jordan debate. It could be something else that we don't know about because Stephen A said he don't want to talk about it, but he was basically saying to a certain extent that LeBron has been trying to get him off of the air. I guess trying to shut down their show for years. I don't know. We don't know the reason why. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on, but it's so funny because I watch YouTube a lot, so I watched the interview that Stephen A and LeBron did years ago, and it was fine. I didn't see any. I don't know if y'all saw that interview. It was when he was with the Cavs. It was an old interview. LeBron looked young. Stephen A looked young. And it was like a great interview. So I was kind of surprised on how their relationship did a 360. But like I said, LeBron went at Trump, the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what Stephen A's talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like I agree with Bobby, just defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do think Brown was wrong about going about dissing. Was it Brian Windhor?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like that dude didn't deserve that shot. Like it was like Brown.
He been talking about Braun because
he's a supporter.
Yeah, but like he's been talking about Braun since like Braun was in middle school. I remember we was in middle school. Like I don't think he was reporting, but he always talk about those times. You know what I mean? Like he's been in LeBron. He's been following LeBron's career since he was like in seventh grade. So like, but I think he lied though and said that he was on the same team because he went to St. Vincent St. Akron. Is that the name of the school? St. Vincent
Yeah,
St. Akron.
St. Vincent St. Mary, I think.
Yeah.
This is St. Mary. He went to that school, and I think he tried to lie and say he was on a team with LeBron. I think that's when LeBron got mad because he was like, "Nah, he wasn't on the team. You went there, but you wasn't on the team with me." Because he always like he has all the insight on LeBron. He tries to portray like they BFFs. Like he gets all the firsthand news from LeBron, then he goes and drop the news. You know what I mean? So I think LeBron probably got tired of that.
Yeah, I hear that, but I feel like, yo, if you're a supporter, be like, I don't really know the guy, but shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect. But
He,
Brown was like, I don't know that fool. Basically.
nah,
He didn't say that,
that's
but
biggest. He LeBron biggest fan.
straight up. Straight up.
He always got his back. He never say nothing bad about him. He always got his back.
And even after he dissed him, the dude was like, LeBron owes me nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I owe LeBron because that's helped his reporting career because he's been following LeBron.
He made his career, man. They had a picture of him on a gram, and they said this is a guy who's talking about sports, and they showed him in his chair. He about 400 pounds, man, 300 pounds.
Yeah, and he's saying he played with Bron.
Yeah,
But shout out to him, man. I like his reporting. Everything he says, I'm like, I listen to it. And he still don't diss Bron even after that. So respect to him. Stephen A. Smith, he's just feeling himself a little too much for me personally right now. Like he's going into like he thinks he can be president. He's gone left for me or left for me.
Well, yeah, he has to keep his relevance up. I mean, if you think about it, he's pretty much the most well-known sports analyst, or at least NBA analyst, out right now. And then LeBron, of course, is the most well-known NBA player in the world right now. So it makes sense for them two to kind of, be talking about each other and having whatever it is, good or bad.
Right.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I like. Hey, man, I like his reports because I feel like he's relatable. Like I feel like he's like I always say hip hop-ish, but I feel like he's. I don't want to say he like us, but I feel like he's relatable.
not
Like
like us.
not like us. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like.
He's not like
I,
that.
we, I know he's not like us, but what I'm saying is that like when he report, I just hate how like everything has become personal now with individual players. Man, it's not just about the reporting no more. You ain't never see Stuart Scott doing that. Like you never heard of nothing with Stuart Scott like getting personal with players like in the open. Maybe behind closed doors, but it seems like every time I'm watching YouTube, and I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to have their own podcast now, man, because I feel like that's when it. Y'all notice they didn't have that back in the day. Like no analysts ever had their own podcast, but now since they have it, they're giving more their personal opinion, and then it goes back to their main show. In my opinion, that's what I'm seeing a lot.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it. And again, they start thinking they can comment on everything or like everything is within their wheelhouse. And Stephen A, I think, when he was just talking about basketball, and it really was that the fact that he had these personal relationships in the locker room, he could, he knew AI. AI is really what built Stephen A. Smith's career, because Stephen A. Smith worked in Philadelphia and was really covering AI. And then AI meaning Allen Iverson, not not robots. So he was covering him and writing about him. And that's really what built up his career and, him and Skip. But later on, I just feel like, now he's talking about people personally. He's talking about personal relationships, not about the game and, even behind the scenes within the organization. He's talking about guys he likes and doesn't like. And like, the thing is, it's what sells on social media. Like, I really personally don't really want to know who you like and don't like. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Cameron and Dame. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear about basketball and football and all that. I don't care about your personal relationships.
Yeah,
Right.
we
But
don't
then
even
again, we're
focus
still
on.
talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, we don't even focus on who we like best, and we're we're in the everyday world. We're almost average Joes to in a sense, and we're not talking about just our famous or favorite teams and everything. But right
right.
now, it's a lot of sports to talk about because there's what one, two, three, four, five sports going on right now with the NBA season starting um, this past week, and then we have hockey that started back up. Soccer's still going on. We're at the end of baseball right now, and of course, football is going on. This is called the sports equinox, fellas. But right now, I want to touch on the Blue Jays and talking. They're going to be playing the LA Dodgers. Did you all see that? That's going to be for the World Series.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's crazy. It's gonna be a good World Series because you got, Vladdy Guerrero, who I'm a big fan of. I was a fan of his father. Um,
Mm,
and then you got, Shohei Otani, who he
that's
had like 10 strikeouts and like 3 home runs, like something ridiculous.
right.
Like, dude is those are like, the 6 foot kid on a little league team. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like that one kid that's like a man child that freaking kills it. Like that's the kind of numbers that you get. And so it's gonna be amazing to see them go at each other. And of course, this is Blue Jays, Toronto, Drake, LA, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick, you know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see those teams play each other and the wider hip hop related connotation to it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I like Freddie Freeman, Mookie, and all of them. But yeah, what do you think about this? Is this a continuation of Drake versus Kendrick Lamar? Because they're both fans of those teams. Wade.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with everything you guys said, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know too much about baseball. All I know is about the guy who people always stop me in the airport and say I look like from the Marlins. That's all. That's all I know, man. But
Who was that?
I, would I don't know his name, man. Tall, light skinned dude with a beard for the Florida Marlins. That's all I know.
Don't worry,
All
I'll
right,
find
now I'm
out.
gonna look it up. I gotta look it
Yeah, I'm
up
gonna look into it. I'll
because
figure
I'm
that
like,
out.
yo, who on the Florida Marlins?
Does Wade look like?
Right. I
Wade from
wish I
We're
could
Not
Be-
put it
Playing
in Chat
podcast with that.
GPT. Be like, who does Wade look like on the
Every
Florida
time I
Marlins?
always stopping me, asking me, "Am I him?" I'm like, "That's not. Nah, I'm not him." Let me tell you his name right now.
Mm.
His
But
name
yeah,
is
he played for the Blue Jays. No.
Sandy Alcantara.
Oh yeah.
Every time I'm like, "Nah, that's not me, man." But thank you, I appreciate it.
Who does he
Every
play
time
for?
play for my
I don't think it's that close. I'm looking at it
Seattle.
right now. I'm like,
I, I don't think so either. That's why I'm always surprised every time I'm out. Every time I go to the airport, for a lot of the old Miami airport, they always stop me and ask me, I'm like, no, I'm not him, man.
yeah, we gotta teach you some Spanish. You could use this in your daily life because he's Dominican.
Yeah, that's funny, right?
Well, yeah, it should be an exciting series, especially if they put Max Scherzer on the mound. He was killing when he was with the Nats. You remember that, Jason? I know you remember when Max Scherzer was here,
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, of course.
right? But anyway, the November 22nd, we got a fight card. So I know we're both familiar with well, we all should be familiar with David Benavidez. He's taking on Anthony Yarder. Who's gonna win that, Jason?
Benavidez. Is this the second time they fought, or am I tripping?
I don't know. I don't remember the
Um,
first one if they did.
no, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. Because I know he fought this Cuban dude that kind of looked like that guy.
Mm.
Um, I think that was Morrell. He fought David Morrell. Um,
Yeah,
but
he did
yeah,
fight
no, I
David
think
Morrell.
it's gonna be a good fight. But I think David Benavidez is a special fighter. To have that kind of size and height and speed. And of course, he's vicious. If he smells blood in the water, like he's gonna finish you. And so the David Morrell, I thought David Morrell put up about as good a fight as you get. So people have been waiting for this Yarde fight. But I think David Benavidez right now is going to be a little too much um, for Yarde. But I will say the people lurking in the background, whether it's Better Biev, who looks a little like he might be washed, might be done. But Better Biev, that's going to be an interesting fight if Benavidez can face him, or if he can face Bivol. That's going to be the real interesting fight because Bivol has fast hands. He moves around. He's bouncy. And David Benavidez may not be able to sit down on his punches like he has with other fighters. So, that's really what's in the future. But right now, I think Yarde is going to put up a good fight for a couple of rounds. And then Benavidez is going to just be a little too much.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I'm really looking forward to that Devin Haney. Devin Haney's on that same fight card, fighting Brian Norman Jr. For the WBO welterweight title. Who you got for that one, Jason?
I think so. My heart is with Devin Haney because I think Devin Haney gets a lot of hate that he doesn't deserve. Um, I don't know why the internet and everybody hates Devin Haney. Like it's just not fair. Devin Haney, all Devin Haney does is go out and fight and work hard. He looked a little shell shocked in the last fight. So if he comes in shell shocked, he could very well lose, like it's like football or basketball or anything. If you go in playing scared, you're going to lose. The other thing is Devin Haney, and I've seen a lot of, analysis on this. Devin Haney, when he throws his jab, sometimes he reaches with his chin up. And Brian Norman's best punch is a left hook. You know what I mean? So that's setting you right up to get hit. And so he's going to have to learn to tuck, keep that other hand up when he throws the jab. And maybe he won't get, caught with that. But there's a good chance. Brian Norman is not a household name, but he's a decent fighter. And Devin Haney didn't show us anything in that last fight after getting his ass whooped, pretty much. Like, he didn't show us anything, even though he got the dub, like,
Yeah.
He looked like really like PTSD. I heard somebody mention it. PTSD in boxing is a real thing,
I mean, I don't mean to be funny. You think that's what happened to Errol Spence?
I think, that's a different acronym. That's CTE. I think he got, what I'm saying? That's, PTSD is something different.
One of those acronyms, right?
Yeah, like I think his brain is rattled. Not just from that fight, but also I think from the accident. He's never been the same fighter since that accident.
Right.
And a lot of those fights going into the fight with Terrence Crawford were closer than they should have been. You know what I mean? Like when he fought Yordanis Ugas. Ugas is a good fighter, but he wasn't Errol Spence level. Pre-accident Errol Spence would have knocked out Ugas in about 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So, I think he just wasn't the same after the accident. And I hope he retires. I hope he doesn't fight again.
Yeah. He should. He might as well just stay out of it at this point. But all these fights, another fight card that's in Saudi Arabia, all these fights in Saudi Arabia, Wade, are you going to stay up late for this? Because they go a long time these days.
Straight up.
Try to stay up as long as I can. Almost like the West Coast games. So I'm going to try to stay up, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, man. But, take a little nap. We getting older now. That'll put, you'll be all right. But I know, Wade, you've been seeing all this AI stuff. Why don't they just AI to fight? Because, they got Tupac rapping in Cuba. They got all these things going on with these AI, Dr. Martin Luther King saying stuff we've never heard him say. What you think about all this AI stuff?
It's funny, man. But I don't like the Kobe AIs. I like the James Brown one. I love the Tupac. AI. Who else I saw? I saw King Von one. Martin Luther King ones got shut down. His family shut that down right away
As
because
they
that was in
should. Yeah.
bad light. So the rest of them are funny. I just don't like the Kobe because, like I said, they always have Kobe being angry. Like they don't show Kobe happy. They just show him angry all the time. Like it's like somebody came in. He was at McDonald's and somebody came in and said, "Hey, you've been here for 10 hours," and then he just went crazy and started beating up the girl. I'm like, why they keep doing that to Kobe, man? Like
Mm.
y'all can check out our story on our Instagram page. I've been putting a lot of those on there. It's funny, but I don't like the Kobe ones. I like the James Brown one. Love the Tupac. I saw Bruce Lee with Bob Marley, Tupac in Cuba walking around. You know, and I never got to see these. I don't even know what their voices really sound like. I was too young to even like with Bob Marley. So it was just interesting to see. And Bruce Lee, I mean, I saw Bruce Lee movies, but never really heard him speak or heard his personality. So for
Yeah.
me, it's like I'm learning about them for the first time. Not Tupac, but Bruce
Mm.
Lee, Bob Marley, people like that. Even Martin Luther King a little bit, even though some of the stuff that they got him doing, that's not Martin Luther King, man.
It's wild. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's definitely wild. And Bruce Lee didn't talk a lot in this movie, so I understand that. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Jason heard his voice back in the day, but
Oh, you got jokes. And
but
yes,
what do you think
I
about
have
this
heard
AI stuff, Jason?
Bruce Lee talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's foul, dog. I see. See how it be your own people, yo. But yeah, now I've heard Bruce Lee talk. I have in my
Hmm.
day. Um, and I haven't heard the AI version, so I don't know exactly what that sounds like. I do
But you,
think, AI, I think in a lot of ways is scary because people are posting it, even with the watermark. Because, a lot of AI systems, even when you put like some of this animation out there, it'll have a watermark on there to
yeah,
let you know it's AI, but people are ignoring that and posting it. And I think that has real danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you make it seem like, Bobby said this about, Scandinavian people, you know what I'm saying? And people are like, he's an anti-Scandinavianite, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making stuff up. But,
hmm,
they're like, it could ruin Bobby's career or it could damage him really badly, Bobby could be applying for a job and somebody send a video of him, you know what I'm saying, doing something crazy and it wasn't really him. So I think it could be really dangerous.
yeah, it
yeah.
definitely could. Because I saw something that was completely false. It was like college football players kissing each other, and it was complete. It was AI, so it was just like that can ruin anybody's
Yeah.
reputation or just what you stand for or how you want to portray yourself. Like that's messed up.
Yeah, there was a teacher in I think Baltimore County and another disgruntled teacher put out an AI recording, a supposed recording of the teacher saying something racist. And that upsets me because I really do want to expose like real racists, real people
Yeah.
who say racist stuff. But this
Hmm.
dude put something together in AI and it turns out, that it was all fake. The guy didn't really say it. They discovered it was AI. And now that other guy's gonna go to jail, you know what I'm saying? For doing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's messed up because you can also use it the other way and say, "Hey, I didn't say that. That was AI." And you
Right,
really
right.
are some type of racist or whatever something negative.
Yeah, I think one of my biggest fears with AI is, having somebody call your kids from school or something like that, and use their parents' voice and say, "I'm going to pick you up here, I'm going to pick you up there," and they waiting there and they get kidnapped. That's my biggest fear with AI. But all the other stuff is kind of funny to me. Not the racist stuff, but just like seeing Tupac, Bruce Lee, James Brown at a Wendy's drive-through, like trying to get his orders straight. Like that's funny to me. You know what I mean? But I wonder how the families feel. We haven't heard too much about the families besides Dr. Martin Luther King. That's the only one that we heard about, but I haven't really heard too much about Tupac. I don't know if they're enjoying it or they not liking it. I know I got a feeling Kobe's like his family's gonna be next to shut it down because they crazy.
Yeah, I would imagine it depends on the content because not only are they talking about someone's family member, they're talking about family members that passed away.
Yeah.
And you might be putting salt in their reputation, their legacy, and whatever else. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, some people don't even like to talk about people that's passed away. So to be seeing their face doing something, on the
Yeah.
internet is crazy.
Especially they're young kids too, because these kids are on the internet. So imagine like 3, 4 year old child seeing like Kobe, if that's his child, seeing him on the internet acting
Yeah,
crazy, like bad.
yeah. Or kids seeing Martin Luther King saying some of the things that he's saying.
Right.
That's
Right.
wild. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
because they don't have any,
Context. Of,
background on who
yeah.
he is or content, or his real character, and that's the first thing they see. It's Martin Luther
Yeah.
King doing this, and you raise your hand in class like, oh, you mean the guy that was rapping these lyrics? It's wild.
Yeah, they had him doing the "I Have a Dream" speech, man. It was crazy.
Mm.
They put the camera on the crowd. It was like a real crowd, like an old school crowd, and everything, man. It was crazy.
I know
yeah.
something that I think is very insulting, and I want to know what you all's opinion on it. I think it's a little funny, but it's also a little insulting. So Peyton Manning, when he was in the NFL, he used to call audibles and use players on the opposing team's wife's names. So, for example, if they, are calling some, I don't know the plays the quarterback's call, but it's some post route and they want to do an audible, he'll say Keisha Smith, and the defense they hear their wife's name and they're like, "Yo, come on, what you doing?" Isn't I feel
Yeah,
like that's disrespectful, right, Jason?
Yeah, and you know what? When I run through his face, I'd be like, Peggy Manning, Peggy Manning. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, so I think that can go both ways. And I think he better. I hope he took care of his offensive linemen because
Yeah,
I think that could make a lot of guys want to headhunt. You know what I mean? But he
yeah.
made it out of his career without any significant injuries. I mean, it does look like his head got elongated. I don't know if that was from a hit or not, but
Hey,
Peyton
but that's all the
Manning,
Mannings, isn't it? All the
yeah,
Mannings' head
they
look
all
like
got
that.
that. Arch
Yeah.
doesn't really have it that bad.
Mm.
I don't think. Peyton and Eli definitely got it.
Yeah.
They definitely got it. But
So would you be offended if you were on the defense, Jason?
oh yeah, yeah, you keep my wife's name out your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Would it mess with you mentally? Like would it throw you off if you were on defense and you were playing defense
I
against?
mean, maybe the first time,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But if this is his thing, I'd probably tell all the rookies or whatever, look, he Googled your wife just to let you know. Don't let that throw
yeah.
you off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it wouldn't do nothing after the first time. And then, like I said, don't let Jeff Saturday miss a block.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come and run through your face.
Yeah. Yeah. I dare him to say something about Aaron Donald if they were playing at the same time.
Right. Oh nah.
So what do you think, Wade? Is that going too far? Would it mess with people's psychology?
Man, I think it's a part of sports. If you play, man, you always trying to get that advantage you can, and it's all a mind game, But like Jason said, it definitely could backfire. So, um, I don't know. I didn't see any of the plays. I don't know if y'all heard it live. I didn't ever hear it live, so I didn't see what happened on the actual play or plays that he said it. I'm curious to go back and look now and see how the defenders responded to that. But it can go both ways. It could be an advantage for them because they could throw the defense off and they could be, not in the game. And then also it could backfire on Peyton because that can make them want to get at him. So
Yeah.
both ways.
I'll say
Yeah.
this. Um, you remember when Kevin Garnett said something about Lala Anthony?
I was gonna bring it up, but I ain't want. to bring it up. I'll let you bring it up.
So,
I ain't want.
Kevin Garnett was talking trash and he said something ridiculous, something stupid, like, Lala smells like Honey Nut Cheerios. It was just something stupid, middle school type stuff. But, you know, Melo from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
Yeah.
not tolerating that. You know what I'm saying? So he waited for Kevin Garnett after the game, you know, and Kevin Kevin Garnett came out and was like, over basketball.
I was gonna relate it
You
like
know,
nah.
a lot of these guys really don't want the smoke. But my thing is, yo, don't mention family, man. You know, you can talk all you want about me. Don't talk, don't talk about moms. Don't talk about sisters. Don't talk about mother.
Mhm.
Wives, girlfriends. Girlfriends are different. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know
But
about that.
what's that?
I don't know about that. I think
You
it's a
put
thin
girlfriends in
line.
the
It's a
same
thin line when you
category?
talk about girlfriends too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. To me, wife is at a different status. You know, that's my
Mhm.
rib right there. That's different than girlfriend. It's like I'll be
Right.
like, damn, dog, why you gotta do that? But
Mhm.
I might wait after the game for you if it's about my wife or my daughter or my mother or something. You know what I'm saying? That's a different level.
Depends on how serious you take your girlfriend too. Because at one point your wife was your girlfriend, so
Yeah, yeah, but
yeah.
she leveled up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, as she's supposed to.
Yeah. Also, I know we switched subject. Also, I don't know. We also I've been seeing some crazy Mr. Rogers AIs too. I don't know if y'all been seeing those too. Them
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers crazy.
The one with Easy E, I saw the one with Easy E. You know what I'm saying?
Both of them. Both of them. What he said? Both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been seeing that too.
Are either one of you Eddie Murphy fans?
Of course.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Are you going to watch the documentary Eddie Murphy? There's a documentary coming out on Netflix about Eddie Murphy. And before we even get into it, did you all know that Boomerang that he was getting criticized for the movie because it was an all black cast, and
Yeah,
they
I
were
mean
saying it
I
wasn't.
heard that recently.
Yeah,
And it doesn't surprise me. And it's funny,
right. Because he had like all of them had well paying jobs and they were all successful, and they were saying like that's not realistic.
yeah, nah, it's like, you know, but at the same time you could show Menace to Society and a
Hmm.
bunch of drug dealing, literal psycho freaking serial killers,
Hmm.
and it's like, this is reality. And it's like I'm telling you, I watched Menace to Society and my students watched it, had them watch it. And I was like, yo, his father was a dope dealer who taught him how to cook dope when he was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like his mom's was a heroin addict. They both died. His best friend is a freaking serial killer, like going and just killing people and showing people the video and getting pleasure out of killing people. Like it's a little over the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I always say, the hood has lots of doughboys. If you watch Boys in the Hood,
Hmm.
like there's a lot of doughboys out there. Doughboy had a conscience. Doughboy wanted to protect children. But Doughboy was also a street dude, and Doughboy would take your life if you took something too far. There's a lot of doughboys out there,
Well, that
institutionalized. But serial killers, there ain't a ton of them in the black community. And they make that reality, but something like Boomerang. And when we go to our job, Bobby, you know, a lot of the people working in that building are black. You know what I'm saying? And this is an environment where you wouldn't expect it. And a lot of professionals in that building are black, from engineers, producers to on air talent. You know what I'm saying? Makeup artists. It's a lot of black professionals in that environment. So, and credit Bobby, your man Bobby, for bringing a lot of those black people on.
I do what I can. Um, but anyway, yeah, I think for the time period, that's why they were, it was such a big thing because in that time period when the movie came out, they weren't idolizing, black success. So I think that's why he got most of the criticism. What's your opinion on the weight?
Yeah, I'm definitely to answer your first question. I'm definitely checking out the Eddie Murphy Netflix special. I saw the trailer today, and Eddie Murphy's one of my favorite actors, comedians of all time. I grew up on Eddie Murphy when I was old enough to understand what he was talking about during his stand-ups, and of course all his movies. I was able to understand those. Some of the stand-ups were a little bit before my time for me to understand, but as I got older, I watched them. So I can't wait for it. I hope it's kind of like more than a game. I hope it's like 5 or 6 episodes. I don't know if they say how many episodes it was going to be. Do y'all know? Is it one? Is it five? Is it?
Well,
Did they say? They didn't.
I don't know. I don't know. A lot of
Okay.
them are three, but it
Okay.
could be five, and it's interesting. I want to hear him talk about Charlie Murphy too, and about that their relationship, because I feel like I've heard Charlie talk about Eddie, but you don't hear Eddie talk about Charlie. So
Yeah.
I hope he honors his brother in it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'm
I,
looking forward to it. Like I couldn't wait for Beverly Hills Axel Foley to come out. Like I couldn't wait. Like I thought it was still a decent movie. Like I love those movies. I can sit in the house and watch all of those. Three wasn't all that, but I like them. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to the Netflix special documentaries.
yeah,
Trading
I'm not.
Places might be the best comedic movie of all time.
Think so?
Like, I mean, everybody likes Coming to America, but
Mhm.
the more I go back and look at it, I'm like, yo, Trading Places is hilarious. And it's funny, it's antiquated now. Like, there aren't people running around the stock exchange and that doesn't exist anymore with the internet. But like at the time, that movie was so funny.
Yeah, no, it's a classic.
Yeah, I think the documentary mostly entails him talking about all the movies he's made. So I'm not sure how much he'll talk about Charlie Murphy. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he talks about his upbringing and their relationship. So I look forward to that too, Jason, if he does do that. But I know that they're going to go into a lot of him getting into his characters for his movies. That's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah,
the documentary.
yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Can't wait for it to come out. I hope, like I said, I hope it's 5 series. I don't want to just see one for like 1 hour. I hope it's like five episodes.
Yeah, and hopefully it's funny.
Yeah.
Uh, one of my favorite movies just growing up, I think it was only mostly because I rewatched it a lot as a child. I think it was called, what was it called? Golden Sun? The one with the, he
Oh,
had the
Golden
little,
Child? Oh, that was
yeah,
like the
Golden
worst
Child.
one.
Huh?
That was like the worst movie from
I
the.
know, but I think I loved it because I used to watch it so much, or like maybe we had it on VHS or something, and we had to keep playing it. You know how you got to keep
Yeah.
Nah, that
watching the same tapes.
wasn't the worst one. Was Distinguished Gentleman. That was the worst one.
Oh, that was
Oh
good.
man,
That was funny.
I ain't like that one, man. I like the
Oh,
Golden
man. Yo, go back and
Golden
watch
Child was
that
good.
joint. That joint is
Golden
funny.
Child. Golden Child was more like our time, Bobby. So like I think
Mm.
it was more relatable to us during that time. No, I ain't talking about your age. I'm just for us. Like I think we pictured ourselves as that child. I don't know how. Y'all know what year that came out? I know we. I was young. I
Oh,
know.
Around 90. It might have been
Yeah, I
90.
was. Yeah, it's
um,
hard to pick your favorite Eddie Murphy movie, man. Like I like Boomerang. I like Coming to America. I like Harlem Nights.
I think one of my
I like
favorites is Life. Life is one of my
like
Life
favorites.
was
yeah,
good. Life
too
was
much. It's too
good.
many. Too
Trading
many.
Places is my favorite. Well, Trading Places and Coming to America are like 1 and 1A for me.
And
Um,
Beverly Hills. All
Beverly
those are
Hills
good too.
Cop is like a close
One and two,
two after those.
48 hours. Good.
48 Hours is
Yeah,
probably
those are classics there.
three.
Hard to pick, man. I even like one of his older movies when he was a cook. I think it's Mr. Deeds. I don't know if y'all seen that. It's an older movie. Like I'm not older. It just came out probably like maybe 3, 4 years ago called Mr. Deeds. He's like a cook. Have y'all heard of that?
Yeah, I heard of Mr. Deeds. I can't
Mr.
remember.
Deeds, wasn't that like the one with Adam Sandler?
Yeah,
Nah. Well, maybe I'm saying it wrong. But
yeah,
he
maybe.
was a cook in the movie though. It was a good movie.
Because I know he was also in Dreamgirls. Um, but The Distinguished Gentleman was a good movie. Like I thought that movie was funny. Um,
Like
I think it's underrated. I think it's an underrated one. Golden Child, I was like, because he was on a string. Like that was after like Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, 48 Hours.
Yeah,
Like it was.
Metro,
Say
Mr.
what?
Church.
Metro. Remember
Yeah,
Metro? Metro was
Mr.
good.
Not Mr. D's, my bad. Mr. Church. It's a good movie.
yeah.
The last one he did, the pickup, the one that just came out like earlier this year on Netflix. That's a nice little family movie that he got with Pete Davidson.
Oh, I
Did
didn't.
y'all watch that?
I didn't see that. I saw. What was the one? It was one he had. I mean, oh, we're forgetting Doctor Doolittle. We're forgetting
Yeah, I remember Doctor Dolittle.
the Clumps and
Yeah, Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. Nutty
Vampire in
Professor was
Brooklyn.
hilarious. You
Remember
know,
Vampire in Brooklyn was good.
Good.
ah, I don't know
See,
about that.
that's Jason was way too old to watch the ones we watched.
No,
Yeah.
Nutty Professor is your generation, and that was when we first saw Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was like, "Women be shopping."
He got thrown in the.
That was
I
Dave
think
Chappelle.
the first time I saw Dave Chappelle was Half Baked.
Yeah, was that
Yeah.
before Nutty Professor?
I think so. But it was another one he was in. Let me look it up. But Golden Child was 1986, so that was actually before I was born.
Yeah, we were super young. I feel like they could have did a Boomerang too, and I kind of was waiting for that because remember at the end they walked away and they got back together. Him and Howie, they got back together and it was like nobody died. So I thought they was going to do a spinoff to that. I feel like they still can do it because everybody's still living.
Yeah,
Like and
it wasn't
And
a die type movie.
Didn't Boomerang wasn't Mary J. Blige on the Boomerang soundtrack? Isn't that like what launched her?
I don't
See,
know
you
about that.
remember soundtracks. That's how I know.
Yeah,
You
I
had
don't
the
know.
album. That's crazy.
Yeah, but no, I feel like they could have did a part two to that because they got back together. And remember at the end they was walking away and he wanted to look at the girl butt when they was walking and she was like, "You better not
Yeah.
look." I feel like they could have did a part two of that. I don't know why they didn't keep going with that.
yeah. David Allen Greer, you know, that
Martin,
joint.
yeah, Martin was in
Martin,
there. Evans,
yeah. Robin.
Tisha Campbell, yeah. Tisha Campbell was a neighbor.
I remember back then. That was when everybody, thought Robin Givens was bad.
Thought she
Yeah.
was.
I mean, she was bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh,
Back then.
I mean, she probably still bad wherever she at. You know what I mean?
that was a good movie. I don't know. That's a sleeper that don't really get talked about a lot. But I feel like Harlem Nights, Coming to America, those are probably my two top Eddie Murphy movies.
Yeah, Harlem Nights was dope because it was really dope just to see all those people in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it worked. I feel like it worked. I see a lot of the movies now when they have so many superstars in it. I feel like it don't work. Y'all remember that movie that had I think Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy? It was like at a funeral or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It had a bunch of comedians in it. It was about a funeral. Been at a funeral.
Death at a
Oh yeah,
Funeral.
yeah,
Is that what it's called?
yeah,
It worked. I feel like was Eddie Murphy in there? I think Eddie Murphy was in there too.
yeah. I can't remember.
The actors in there. It's just I feel like the Harlem Nights it blended really well with all those actors. Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, and Charlie Murphy was in it too.
I,
Um,
I still love this one line from from Harlem Nights when Richard Pryor is in the bed with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's like, "I want to have sex with you all night long," and he was like, "How about we have sex for 15 minutes real hard and then sleep the rest of the night?"
and then I'm never coming home. Got and picked up the chick and called his wife. It was like I'm never coming home.
Yeah,
And remember that?
it was
That's it. They got
fun
scenes in
time.
there. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely tune in. We'll talk about it more once the documentary comes out and make sure we all watch that. But yeah, and you were right, Jason. Nutty Professor was 96. Half Baked was 98.
Yeah.
We also forgot that he was in Blue Streak too. Him and Martin was,
That was funny. I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle was like, "I'm talking." Yeah, nah, Dave. He always had like these little roles, but they were funny, and they were impactful.
Right.
Skinny Chappelle.
Yeah,
I mean, he's funny now too, so
Yeah.
he's actually coming to
Maryland
terms
guy.
with it.
Shout out to the area.
Yeah, he said Martin put him on, man. Martin came back and put him on.
Man, that's what's up. That's nice, man. That's good to see people giving back, to where they came from, to like local talent.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't get a lot of that anymore.
My question is, if Martin needed him, would he be there for Martin? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times you go back and get somebody, and then there'll be a situation where it's like, yo, stuff is kind of dried up for me. Can you look out? And these people be like, who? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't see Dave Chappelle as being one of those
no,
people.
I don't think so either. But
Yeah,
it does happen.
because he helps a lot of people out. He always put Donnell Rawlings on all his shows, and he
Yeah,
definitely comes back when he gets back to this area. He definitely puts on a local talent, and he does things like, and he put Bill Bellamy back on the stage on something he was doing recently. So
damn, Bill Bellamy.
yeah,
Chappelle tickets
how to
be
be a
crazy.
player.
Yeah,
Oh man.
that's yo.
Y'all seen No, I was gonna say y'all seen them ticket prices though. When Chappelle come back home, man, them ticket prices be crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just saw him maybe 2 years ago when he was in DC. So
How
I
much you
think I'm
pay?
good. But I'm not gonna lie, that was the funniest stand-up comedy show I've ever been to in my life. Like it was
Mm.
hilarious. And I think that it was so controversial that they didn't put it on Netflix because it was supposed to be on Netflix when he came to the Capital One Arena. They did the whole Netflix intro. They took our phones, put it in the bag. But I mean, he says so much. I know he went off script and they were like, yo, we cannot release this. And so they did it. They put a different show that he did in DC on Netflix.
who was
But it was a great show.
There's another dude from DC, comedian right now, who I've been seeing who is hilarious. Um, and he's like balding at the time. He got like the Stephen A. Smith joint.
Yeah, you talking about from was I-95 with DC Young Fly?
Yeah,
From
yeah.
from
Because I don't
Chico
think
Bean?
DC Young Fire is like the funniest guy I've ever seen, but this guy is funny, and he's from
You talking about
DC.
Chico Bean?
Chico Bean.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's it.
Oh, okay.
That dude is
Yeah, he's
funny.
funny.
DC Young Fly, funny as hell, man.
Yeah, I mean,
First time.
I'll tell you what, DC Young Fly, if you watching, come on the podcast. We love to see you and see how funny you really are. Maybe I haven't heard enough.
Yeah, I seen him a couple times. I seen him in Baltimore, at the Comedy Factory in Baltimore, man. He funny. Real funny.
Yo, Earthquake. Shout out to Earthquake. Earthquake from, DC. He is hilarious.
That's
Earthquake
another.
is funny off air. I was on with Roland Martin one time, and Earthquake just kind of pulled up on us. Yo, that dude was funny just talking. Like, he was just funny. So, shout out to Earthquake. And that's when you know when a comedian is funny. Because I feel like there's a lot of dudes, you see them off camera. Like, at this point, you think if you saw, say, like Chris Rock, you think he would be funny off camera?
No, I don't think he's funny on camera.
Yeah,
I think he funny.
I think he's funny, but I could see if we were just chilling and kicking it,
No,
he wouldn't be funny anymore. I think there was a
no.
time when he would have been hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Back when he was, hungry, I think he would have been funny all the time. But now I just don't think he would be that funny. Even Kevin Hart, I think it depends on the day you catch him. One day he might be funny, the next day he might not be. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think Kevin Hart's pretty funny, and it's like naturally funny because if you see him like on live streams, like I don't know if you've seen any of the clips with him with Casanat and Drewski. I think he's like naturally being
Now
funny.
he is. I got to admit, those are
Why
funny.
people don't like him, man? Why people be saying he's not funny?
I think they just hating. He's been on top for a while. That's what it sounds like to me. Like a lot of
And
people kind of hate on
he
it.
definitely was heavily saturated at one point. It was
Yeah,
like
a lot.
he was in every movie, every show, every this, that. And that was one funny thing that Chris Rock said. He was like, "Yo, I can't afford to lose another job to Kevin Hart." You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
So, yeah, I mean, but I can see a lot of these, like the dude Chico Bean. I bet you if we were just all kicking it, he would say a lot of stuff that we would think was funny. You know what I'm saying? And he would make us laugh because he's hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of stand-up comedy, our boy Neighborhood Alki, is doing a stand-up soon.
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
improv.
I don't know where it is. We have to find out and get the location. We all should pull up on him.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
him do a stand-up.
I was about to say, who is Neighborhood Black? I guess
Well, he has so many names, because I've been with him all his life. So
right. I
I'm
was
putting
like,
them all together.
Neighborhood
Neighborhood
Black. That
Alki.
sounds like something one of the racist people would be saying. No, don't worry about him. He's just a neighborhood black. Like,
The neighborhood black guy, the local one.
yeah, nah. I mean, I definitely will. Will pull up on it. Is it going to be in Virginia or DC or?
I believe it's DC, but let me double check. I'll get y'all the information.
Yo, he should let us in the writing room. He should let us write jokes. Like
It's not a
we
bad
could come up
idea.
with some stuff. I
Oh, I know I can. I know I can.
think. Yeah, we
Me and
definitely
him
could
was
come up with
supposed to shoot a stand up. We still might do it if you all want to be in that writing room.
Yo, I'm into making film, and I've been wanting to make a comedy. You know,
Hmm.
even in my dramatic films, I'll be putting little jokes in there here and there. But I would like to make a real comedy, and so I need to get with you, get with Neighborhood Alki, you know, and maybe we'll make a movie called Neighborhood Blacks. I don't know.
It's not a bad title.
Yes,
Everything black. Yeah,
right. You know. See if they criticize us like Eddie Murphy for having an all black cast.
that's true. That's true. But hey, any type of attention is good attention.
That's a fact.
Means you're doing something right.
Straight up.
But that's it, fellas. I appreciate you all joining the show again.
Sure, great show.
Make sure y'all like and
You know.
subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Follow us on IG.
Yeah.
And we or not underscore plan, and we are up 10 more followers. So thank you guys for following our page.
Yeah. Let's get another 10, 20,
Yo, let's go for
30.
20.
Yeah, we did 10 already. 10 is old. Let's do 20
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time. All right. Until next week.
All right, y'all.